I do not know about you, but for me, I'm so happy that the African Cup of Nations is coming on, or it is starting come this particular Sunday, 21st December 2025. This year's African Cup of Nations is starting in Morocco, and so I'm so happy that the AFCON is back again. And this time around, I have done a video previously talking about how Morocco is going to host the tournament for the first time and how they are preparing themselves to do their best to win their second AFCON after they won it back in 1976 when the tournament was hosted in Ethiopia. And so this year's AFCON, as I said in the beginning of this particular video, will be starting on Sunday, the 21st day of December 2025, and it will end on 18th of January 2026. So all AFCON lovers, all the people in the continent of Africa, this is ours. And so get ready for it. And I'm sure that most of the TV stations in Ghana will broadcast the AFCON live for all of us to have the chance to watch this year's AFCON. Get ready, because those Black Stars of Ghana aren't qualified for this year's AFCON, but we are following the tournament from head to toe. Baby, and as BB ever happen, we will be here to update you guys. My name is General. This is the Punch R, and I welcome all of you to this particular channel. If today is your first time watching us here, I will beg you to kindly click on the subscribe button, subscribe to our channel for us, leave us a comment, I share a video to wider audience, and also the most important part is to put us on post notification so that anytime I drop a video piano on Sabi to me Akabi now ultimate Asher. So I'm here to talk about the AFCON. I'm here to talk about some legends who have never won the AFCON, or who never won the AFCON in their entire football career until say Omo retire from football. And so your legends be continent where so Omo ebe ball, Omo share goals, Omo my a lot of good memories in football. But unfortunately, none of them won the AFCON. And so I'll talk about 9 or 8 players. And then I will also talk about some countries on this particular continent, Africa. They have never qualified to play in the AFCON before. Your countries be a what? Maybe you don't know, but there are some countries that Omumbo AFCON be that. I will give you all of those countries. And also, for the first time on this particular channel, I'll be giving some odds for the boys who will be going to the investment market come this particular weekend, because matches kakra or Europa, the Premier League, the Serie A, the Spanish La Liga, and the German Bundesliga. For the French league, they are going on the Christmas break. So remember, 3 solid odds that will be posted here. Specifically, those odds are for sporty. They are for sporty users. In the ultra bet or sporty better, you can use this particular odds. Mind you, we and yet sure odds. I'm not saying that odds we air there into our last in a these are my predictions. These are my picks. And so what book code now share now open changes here. You can do the changes in the selection of the teams. Now one can now but these are my predictions. So the disclaimer, I'm not saying that these are going to win. So put your last card on it. No, these are my selections. When you get the code, you can also make your changes in it. Now what udia now fine. In this one, we go on or we go again next time. And so, first of all, I started with some of the countries are almost qualifying for AFCON, and so I'll give you about 9 countries are almost more AFCON, and I'll give you the reasons why are some of these countries almost team qualify for AFCON in their history. So there are about 10 nations on this particular continent. They have never played the AFCON tournament before. Now, so up to 2025, we have had about 35 different AFCON tournaments since its inception in 1957. I bought first AFCON in Sudan. Since 1957, these countries almost qualified for AFCON for 35 different AFCON editions. First country, Chad. Ghana for Kaya Chad. Now you know with the same group. Abrana Yebo 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Not Ghana, any Chad, and with the same group. And Chad, among qualifying for AFCON in their entire history of that particular nation. Yes, Chad has never played in the AFCON before. So in case you don't know, this is the first country at Ombo AFCON tournament in Ibida. And this year, so unfortunately, I want to qualify for the AFCON. Second country, Djibouti. This particular country, Djibouti. Djibouti has also not played in the AFCON before. It is very sad because he bought AFCON 35 times. Now, moment even qualifying for back, people say that it is very sad. Now, third country, Eritrea. Eritrea. Now, this particular country, even if you check their last 7 to 8 international matches, they have won only 3. They have lost 75 of them. Eritrea, which means Omankasa football no any omumojam omunya football nation because they are both countries ban football omujinama. Eritrea, Djibouti, and Chad, they are not part. Chad in body, I think is a now because I think it's a World Cup where they were able to play at least. And then the fourth country is Eswatini, formerly Swaziland. Eswatini, Omuna, Omuhineno, I think that yes, almost 16 or so. But while a man baby, when he marries you, then he buys a Rolls Royce for you. Recently, Oba Ghana baby share the Asante Utum for or say to two Ababiu. Yes, Swaziland. Now it is called Eswatini. And then Lesotho. Lesotho has also not played in the AFCON before. The other country is Somalia. Somalia so on more AFCON bida. And then Seychelles. Seychelles has also not played in the AFCON before. Central African Republic. They have also not played in the AFCON before. And then South Sudan. South Sudan has also not participated in the AFCON before in their entire history. And the last country is Sao Tome and Principe. Sao Tome and Principe. Almost a small country be almost more AFCON bida. And now the contributing factors and as a reason still at these countries more AFCON than one, political instability. Most of these countries, when you go to their country, they have or there is political instability in these countries because some of them each and every time you have to say ntokwa koso ho a enye gidigidi cry and as enye easy they be anase ntokwa so due to political instability, they don't get a chance to even play the qualifiers, not to talk of qualifying to the main tournament. Secondly, they also have limited infrastructures. Most of these countries that I just mentioned, some of them don't even have CAF or even FIFA standard stadiums to host matches. How can they play proper football? And so they have limited infrastructures. Some of them don't even have the stadiums at all. So how can they even host matches? Some of them too due to financial problems because even if they don't have the stadiums or the stadia or the venues to even host other countries when it comes to qualifiers, how they almost need car that the players can even travel to go to other countries to go and play these particular qualifiers in order to qualify for the main tournament. In almost so and then also developmental issues in football. Some of these countries they can't even afford good coaches to coach their players to develop their players from players top or world class players. And so developing their football talent has been a major problem for most of these countries. And so these are some of the countries are AFCON. They have never participated in the AFCON before. And so as AFCON approaching, and I decided to talk about these countries are to me AFCON be that. Let me move on and talk about the players. So these players are great footballers. Africa continent are produced over the years. Some played in the 70s, some played in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s, and even to now. But these players have never won the African Cup of Nations before during their playing days. So the first player that I would like to talk about is the Ghanaian legend, Baby Jet Asamoah Gyan. He's the all-time top scorer for the Black Stars of Ghana with 51 goals. I think say player I've been obeying Asamoah when it comes to scoring goals for the Black Stars has I think about 37 or so. And so Asamoah is Black Stars all-time top scorer, but Jan didn't win the AFCON with the Black Stars. Black Stars in particular, I say AFCON. Last time was 1982. So Asamoah played in 7 African Cup of Nations. Yes. So he played in 2008, 2010, 2012, 2013, 2015, 2017, and then his last AFCON was in 2019. And I think it was in 2015 at Black Stars to quarter finals against Ivory Coast. You lose here on penalties. No? And so ever since then, Black Stars have never come close to the AFCON. And so Jan played in 7 African Cup of Nations. All of them, he couldn't win the AFCON. And so across all these 7 AFCON tournaments, he played 31 games, or he had 31 appearances, scoring about I think he scored 8 goals, yes, in the AFCON tournament. He scored 8 goals in the AFCON tournament. The second player on my list is Didier Drogba of Ivory Coast. Didier Drogba of Ivory Coast. So Drogba also played in the 2006 AFCON. He played, I think Drogba played in about 5 different AFCONs. He played in 2006, 2008, 2010, 2012, and then 2013. So Drogba's last AFCON with the Ivorian national team was in the 2013 AFCON. Drogba also didn't win the AFCON. Unfortunately for him, or the last AFCON in 2013, 2015, and Ivory Coast for AJ AFCON. So if Sesen Kana that 2015 squad and Drogba would have been an AFCON winner. But Drogba is an excellent striker. He played for Chelsea for so many years. And so Drogba is an excellent striker. He played in 5 different AFCONs. Going to me Angel tournament in that. The third player on my list is the only player or the only African player with win Ballon d'Or. That is George Oponwia of Liberia. This man, one of the greatest strikers in world football. George Oponwia played in 2 AFCONs. So he played in the 1996 AFCON, and then he also played in the 2002 AFCON. But with all his striking abilities, any kind of associate goals, and everything about him, he couldn't win the AFCON with Liberia. It is quite understandable because Liberia, even up to now, they don't have big stars or big players in their team. So winning the AFCON with Liberia will be very difficult. It will be very difficult for Liberia to win the AFCON. It will take them years because they don't have like the squad, yes, Semicas I will say because so compare countries like Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and all those countries now. Cameroon, they have the stars. And so winning the AFCON with these countries is a little bit easier as compared to Liberia. And to George Oponwia, saying in 1995, he won the Ballon d'Or, and then he also won the FIFA World Best Player, but he couldn't win the AFCON with Liberia. The next player on my list is the Nigerian legend Nwankwo Kanu, who played in 6 Africa Cup of Nations for Nigeria. He played in 2000, 2002, 2004, 2006, 2008, and in 2010. But famously, he didn't. Do you know that Nwankwo Kanu actually didn't score a goal in all of these AFCON tournaments or ball for Nigeria? Yes, he played in these 6 AFCON tournaments, but unfortunately or famously, Nwankwo Kanu, as a player that he is, he didn't score a single goal in all of these 6 different AFCON tournaments or ball for Nigeria. His best AFCON was in 2010 when they were the runners up or the second place. Now, the second player on my list is Senegal's legend El Hadji Diop. El Hadji Diop, one of the greatest players to come out from the continent of Africa, who also didn't win the AFCON. Diop also never won the AFCON. He also played in 2 different AFCON tournaments with the Senegalese national teams. He played in about 4. Yes, he played in the 2002 AFCON, 2004, 2006, and in 2008 AFCON. He also didn't win it. The next player on my list is Emmanuel Adebayo of Togo. Togo is also winning the AFCON with Togo will also be difficult because Togo, even during those times, their best player in the team was Adebayo. So a team our best player one per year. It will be difficult for you to win the AFCON. He played in 4 different AFCONs: 2002, 2006, 2013, and in 2017. He played for the Togolese national team, but unfortunately, he also didn't win the AFCON with the Togolese national team. Those say Adebayo Obo, so checking a club football Obo for most of the greatest clubs in Europe, playing for Tottenham, Real Madrid. Like he played for most of these big clubs, but unfortunately, he couldn't win the AFCON. The next player on the list that I'll talk about is another Ghanaian, Michael Essien. Michael Essien also playing for Chelsea and Real Madrid and all those big clubs. He also didn't win the AFCON with Ghana. Yes, Essien also played in 3 African Cup of Nations in 2002, 2008, and then in 2010. Essien so wanje AFCON da. Then the last player I can want to say the Moroccan legend, legend Mustafa Haji. Mustafa Haji, who was also a fantastic player, but never won the AFCON. And so he also played in 2 different AFCONs. He played in the 1998 finals where he scored a goal, and then he also played in the 2000 finals where he couldn't win the AFCON with the Moroccan national team because Kaiser Morocco, they won just 1 AFCON. That was in 1976. And so he also never won the AFCON. So that is how things are going with. These are some of the players Omonje AFCON bita. But one player then come with Mohamed Salah. Salah is also a fantastic player who call Europa Wabobra especially in the Premier League. Wabobra the Liverpool team. But Salah has never won the AFCON. Who knows? Maybe this year he can win the AFCON with Egypt because where players are Mohamed Salah is the only active player still a Wuswa or Bobo. So maybe Salah can win the AFCON with Egypt this year. But until then, Salah has also never won the African Cup of Nations. So that is how things are going with the countries are more AFCON bida. And so players are must select almost legends, but Omanje AFCON be that. Now let's go to club football. Now me family also after that, then I end the video. So come this weekend, games England are Chelsea will be playing against Newcastle at St. James's Park, which is an early kickoff at 12:30. Manchester City will be hosting West Ham, and there are other big games on Sunday. There's Manchester United against Aston Villa. On Saturday, there is Liverpool and then Tottenham Hotspur. Spanish La Liga. There is Real Madrid at the Bernabeu against Sevilla. Barcelona will be playing against Villarreal. So there are a whole lot of games also in Europe. And so these are my odds. So my first odd, a 8.44 odds. And so some of the Mawa code Nishima, as I said in the beginning of this video, is 40. So the first code is what you see on your screen. The code is BNZJL7. This when all in capital letters. 8.44 odds. In this now be changes changes. Now wait. The second one is 82VSOY into code and also that is the second slip. 15.31 odds. The third one and the last one 9D6Y44 and 11.91 odds. As I said, we sure odds in the pacho men for last in Gugusu. Now, Mbawaka seminar Kaza Konakucha, Dabi, Opesu changes are with my changes via Pebia. Now to me a chat or slip on the Kamakama. Let's hope for green tips come this weekend. And so this has been my update on the AFCON. So, but don't forget, say it is starting this Sunday, 21st December 2025 in Morocco. This is the Punch app. And then they can show me video. We are message so subscribe to your channel now. Well, like a video, we are now share now Facebook and comment or comment section for a video no. And as for a channel not to post notification, you drop a video pay you'll be notified, and then you come and enjoy. I go by the name General, and I'll see you in my next video.